It's been really good. Being around these guys, it's really a veteran-led team. It's been great. They've all, taken me in, and I'm able to learn from a lot of guys. Now it's just time to focus on hooping and basketball, and that's what we're doing down here. A guy who I've talked to a bunch, I worked out kind of one-on-one with him too, is Khris. He's giving me a ton of advice from a group like I'm with right now. Being young, I think I'm the youngest player. I have a chance to become much better playing around these guys. So.
Hey, what's up, Jordan? We got to talk to you obviously a couple weeks ago before, any 5-on-5 stuff started to happen, just as you're, kind of getting acquainted to the city. What have these kind of last 2 weeks been like? And, how have you felt, actually getting on the floor and actually getting into your work as an NBA player?
It's been really good. Being around these guys, it's really a veteran-led team. It's been great. They've all, taken me in, and I'm able to learn from a lot of guys. And yeah, it's just been great. I'm all moved in. I found a place to live, and now it's just time to focus on hooping and basketball, and that's what we're doing down here. And we've been able to get up and down the court, and like I said, it's just been great learning from, the vets. And that's going to be the case, the whole year, just being a sponge and taking it all in. So.
What has it been like to work with Coach Bud? I know Bobby Portis was talking about how he wasn't quite used to a coach that will literally stop everything and say, hey, this is exactly how we're going to do things. What has it been like for you getting to know Coach Bud and kind of see him work on the floor?
It's been good, seeing how he coaches. He's not afraid to get into a guy and let him know what's going on and what he wants, which is good. As a basketball player, that's something that you want. So, I look forward to being coached by him, throughout this season.
Jim Ozarski, Journal Sentinel.
Jordan, as you're kind of working through all this, have you gotten a sense of where you're fitting at this point as you get paired up with different guys in some of these practices, or has it been communicated to you at all as to where you may fit, or where are you at kind of there in determining a role or learning about one?
It's still just learning. We're only a couple of days in. Doing team activities. So it's still learning. I'm sure down the line we'll figure that out. I feel with this team, I'm just going to have to be somebody who can, space the floor, knock down shots, and play defense. So we'll see what happens this season. I got to be able to do that job at a high level.
Steve McGargy, Associated Press.
I'm just wondering if there's any advice you've gotten so far from a teammate or a coach that's kind of stood out so far in this preseason for you.
A guy who I've talked to a bunch. I worked out kind of one-on-one with him too, is Khris. He's giving me a ton of advice. And the thing that kind of stuck out to me is just, everybody's going to hit a wall at some point. He doesn't know when it's going to be, but just be ready for it and, just keep working hard. He was another person who also said just be like a sponge and take all the information given to me. Not a lot of players get to learn from a group like I'm with right now. Being young, I think I'm the youngest player. So, I just got to be able to take it all in and learn. I have a chance to become much better playing around these guys. So.
Greg Matzik, WTMJ Radio. Greg, go ahead. All right, Eric Name.
Hey, Jordan. One of the things that Bud is always so big on is defense. Just what has that been like? I know this team has a bunch of great defenders, and Brooke and Giannis and Khris and Jrue. Just how have they tried to help you, get up to speed on NBA defense?
Yeah, it's a whole new defense, especially coming from college. It's a whole new system and how they play it. But they've all been great, especially, getting to see them go out there and maybe do a rep first. The veterans, they'll take it. And it's really just a big thing of just watching, paying attention. You see what they do and try to just kind of mimic them. And, if they're doing it right, you're going to do it right and, and so forth. So, yeah.
All right, Greg, go ahead.
Sorry about that, technical difficulties. Jordan, just what's going through your mind here? I know there will not be fans in the stands for tomorrow's game. It's going to be a different environment than what you're probably used to, but it's still your first opportunity to put on a Bucks uniform and play in an NBA game against a different team. What's going through your mind as you approach game number one?
It's super exciting. Definitely a dream come true. Just getting started, but I can't wait, to get out there with my teammates, with the coaches and finally get to play. It's been 8 months since, I last was able to play, a game. And I just can't wait to get out there and win a game with them tomorrow. So.
Last one to Jim Ozarski.
Jordan, how much do you think the individual sessions and things like that will be for you this year? I know it's kind of looking ahead, but what I mean by that is there's only 3 preseason games, and Bud's probably going to play, the starters or whomever a little more minutes. I mean, you don't have a bulk of preseason games that a rookie might get a lot of action in. Do you think that the individual sessions will be important in your development and practice as opposed to maybe a few minutes of run in a game, or how do you think for you can really develop this year as in this weird kind of schedule?
I think both are important. You learn what to incorporate into the game from an individual workout. So, I think, getting opportunity will be important. I'm sure that'll come down the line, but at the same time, individual workouts are just as important because that's where you're really getting better. You get to work on your game a lot and add new things to your game. So yeah, they're both equally important.